we're moving towards security and compliance. Now, security and compliance, generally speaking, in at least half of the sections that are available under this page are related to your session, to your user, and so on, right? How long will you stay logged in, when you will be logged out, and so on. Generally speaking, in a production grade environment, all of these set of configurations will be set in your SSO and not in this page, okay? Generally speaking, in a production environment, okay? So, for example, this session management, this two-factor authentication, the password management, all of these information, right? The management API token, generally speaking, all of these, they will be set by your SSO, not individually within these pages. Okay, hence why I'm bypassing all of these. Okay, instead we're going to start with this LLM capabilities. This is large language model capabilities, right? Um, these capabilities currently exist under APIs uh, inside individual APIs where we can present to you an English sentence or set of sentences where it describes the purpose of the API as detected by the large language models employed by the no-name platform. Okay, they're turned on by default, and I will show you how you can get to do that in a future section. Okay. Certificate management. The no-name platform is shipped with a self-signed certificate, as you have seen. If you would like to replace that self-signed certificate with your own certificate authority signed certificate, you can come in here and do so. Just enable it, add the SSL certificate, add the private key, save the whole thing, and you're good to go. Okay. And of course, if that certificate expires sometime in the future, year, 2 years from now, whenever it expires, you can come and update it from this panel as well. Obfuscation. Obfuscation is important. Now, these pages or these two radio buttons control whether you would like to obfuscate data. Now, let me start by telling you that the no-name platform is not interested in the actual data. Okay, the no-name platform is interested in the metadata. For example, if there is an API that communicates name, communicates addresses, like I don't know, the name is George, the address is Wilmington, North Carolina, right? If it communicates that information, the no-name platform is going to interpret that data and it's going to throw away the actual data and it's only going to store the metadata, meaning name string, address string. That's what it's going to store. It doesn't care about the actual data. Now, there's two exceptions to what I just told you. Okay, the first exception is when we have incidents. And again, an incident is a manifestation, is an instance of abnormal use, API use. Okay, that's what it is. In that case, we store the actual data in order to facilitate the debugging process, the inspection process. Okay. The other instance is right underneath API samples. Often enough, we are collecting API samples of normal traffic, and these API samples will appear under incidents and under the APIs page in order to help you compare what normal traffic is versus the abnormal traffic that you see, which of course manifests itself as an incident. Okay, so you're able to compare. These are the only two cases. So you want to obfuscate everything. By the way, we obfuscate by default all the authentication fields, and we do not obfuscate by default the request body and the response body of an API request, of course, in a response. Okay, so you want to obfuscate that, just click this radio button. Just beware, if you obfuscate everything, then you're not going to be able to debug as effectively or as efficiently as you would be able to otherwise. Okay, you do not like the API samples that we collect that depict normal traffic, that captures normal traffic, please turn off this feature. The consent splash screen is a screen that is rendered with the title of your choice, with the content of your choice every time your users log in, so they can go ahead and accept and consent to your terms and conditions. Okay, that's all it is. Custom links. Custom links is a pretty useful facility that gives us the ability to uh, organize in a centralized manner links that are useful to every single operator of the no-name platform. Okay, so you can come on this page. I'm going to do one for you so you can see what it looks like. You can select add custom link. You can provide a label. I don't know. I'm going to add OWASP API top 10, and I need, oops, and I need an address. And of course, the address is right beside it. Just going to grab it and I'm going to paste it. Okay. Now, this is an annoyance, a nuisance, where that trailing slash is not accepted by these text field, hence the error. You just need to remove that trailing slash and the error goes away. It's a nuisance, and if you know anything about software developers, anything that is, or the software development process, anything that is a nuisance goes at the bottom of our priority list. Okay, so I don't expect this to get fixed anytime soon. Okay, so let's click save. And here it is. We created it. Now you may be wondering, okay, big whoop to do. I can do the same thing, and I will have an easier time accessing these quote unquote bookmarks from my bookmark list from my browser, right? But there is a huge benefit. Okay, every time you add custom links, if I take you back to the security page or the inventory page, the links are all listed at the bottom bar of your page. Okay, so this type of facility, this type of feature facilitates access. Okay, facilitates access to frequently visited, supported sites, pages, documentation sites, and so on. Okay, let's go back to the settings. Let's go back to security and compliance. The last thing we're going to talk about is this no name deployment domain. What you need to specify in here is your actual domain. What is the domain that we're using? This is it. That's the only thing you need to specify. And okay, I already know it because I'm accessing it, right? Well, there are third-party products that we're using, Workato is the premier example, whereby we need to communicate that information to Workato in order to be able to support Workato workflows or Workato-based integrations. Okay, Workato is outside our scope, so I don't want to spend any more time on this. Okay, all right. So that's with respect to security and compliance. And with this, we have concluded this section.